Hello, passengers. All right, so today we're going to try out full self-driving version 12. This isn't quite a first impressions. I've used it like twice before on two trips before. Really short ones. Willie Street, yeah, we're gonna do that. No, I'm gonna do this one because it's longer. I want to do, okay, so yeah, version 12, it's pretty impressive. It's a lot smoother, so I'm excited for, I actually did a couple other videos, but I haven't posted them, so I'm trying to do this more official one of kind of first impressions. It's more like second or third impressions, but pretty close. So this is version 12.3.4, I think. The rumor is 12.4, which would be sort of a significant number increase, is going to be coming out soon. And this is definitely not the early version. I was pretty late to get this, I think because I have an older vehicle. Actually, I know that's the case. So I have hardware 3, which means, this is a 2018 with hardware 3. So I have the hardware 3 FSD computer, and then I have all the usual cameras, but they're the original grade. They're not the high definition ones that came out with, I don't know, when they're slightly better now. And I do have ultrasonics. So we're gonna go to just a city recycling center, which is actually closed. But I'm choosing a trip that is mostly streets and stuff, and the reason for that is highway driving has not changed. That's still a different, they call it software stack. So we're just going to be trying this, and so we're parked on the side of a road next to a supercharger, the Walker supercharger, and we're going to see how this goes. I've got the brake on. One thing, just I wish that you could start FSD like while the brake is on. It doesn't, pushing the brake deactivates it, which I get, but I wish I could activate it while the brake is on, so I don't have to do this and then turn it on. Especially if somebody's in front of me at a stoplight or something, like, oh, I want to turn it back on. So it's, with this vehicle, I have no internal cabin camera. It's all the wheel sensors to make sure that I'm paying attention. And so as soon as I start Autopilot, it always gives me an alert right away with a beep to pay attention, and I have to wiggle the steering wheel to get that away. So this was a nice smooth stop. It was kind of slow. This is a pretty gentle turn. Those are some of the things that V12 is better at than V11 was. And we're slowing, not aggressively, but pretty early, which is fine. Overall, V12 has, I've only used it a little bit, but it's so much more gentle and less, like, it's just so much smoother, I guess. And so for example, on my residential street is not marked. It doesn't have a speed limit or anything. And V11, the previous version, would always go too fast. It would actually start out the street thinking it was like a 35-mile-per-hour street, which that's pretty fast for our street. Then it would figure things out, and it would set itself to 25. But even at 25, that's a little bit too fast in some areas. So right now there's no blue plan coming out. I think because there is no plan. The plan is to be stopped. Yeah. A couple of odd things that people have noticed. One thing is that it kind of cuts corners short a little bit, and so FSD will curb your wheels. Oh, here's another thing. So from a stop sign or into a right turn curve or left turn curve, V12 like accelerates moderately aggressively. It's not like too much. It doesn't throw your head back or anything, but it's definitely like, okay, wow, we're going. Which I think it's okay. Like, I would rather have it do aggressive acceleration than aggressive braking. So here we creeped up to this vehicle really nicely. Very smooth there. I did have one incident where I was using, a good incident, where I was using FSD at night, and it was 2 forward lanes. I was in the right lane, and the light turned green. The car next to me went, and actually no, I think there was a car in front of me, and that car went, and I wasn't sure why FSD was not going, and then like the scooter just like went by across my green light. So that was a pretty good catch. I mean, yeah, I have to say that I like to think I would have seen the scooter. I actually don't know if it was like waiting and then realized my car was waiting, so it just went, or he just went. I don't know what the deal was, but so this is a pretty slow road. It actually it does get slower actually. When the Amazon Rivian vans, their EVs, drive on these back roads, they must have some sort of speed limit governor or something, because they don't go like over the speed limit at all. And this Suburban is not going to pass me. I'm going to increase the speed here just because I don't want somebody to throw a beer bottle on me or something. So smooth turning and stuff. The previous version of FSD and this version often hug the yellow line quite a bit, to the point that like it feels like my mirror is on top of the yellow line. It's not doing it in this stretch of road, and I have noticed it in other areas, so that's a little weird. I don't know if it's just an odd centering thing. I mean, it shows in the display too that it's like off slightly to one side, so it's not like it thinks it's centered. And maybe it's biasing against the side of the road to avoid stuff. I don't know. But when it does do that, and there's an oncoming car, it will actually move over a little bit and then move back. So this speed limit is going to change. I don't think I'm interested in going that slow right now. So we will maintain a little bit of speed here just so I don't get run over. In the future, it will probably be a common phrase to say like, "Oh, I got stuck behind a robotaxi." This is a road, particularly in the morning. There will be multiple Rivian vans going down the road, and they must have governors, because it's 25 on this street, which is painfully slow, and they go exactly 25. They don't go over at all, and I'm not sure how that's humanly possible without intervention. So we're coming up to a stoplight intersection here. There's going to be a left turn lane. The right side is going to be the street, which is what we need to get into. Applying brakes, slowing a little bit too slow. A little bit too gentle on the... That would be about right for like in the winter, actually. I also wish FSD would creep closer to the car in front to make space. Like some intersections are just kind of cramped, so you should make space for vehicles behind you. Yeah, good assessment there. Let's see, are we going on the freeway here? No, we are not. Okay, just went around something. I'm not sure what that was. I was looking at the map. Yeah, this feels painfully slow when there's people behind me, but I'm actually going over the limit, I think. Actually, no. Is it 35 here? It might be 35 here. So we're coming up on a right turn, and we'll be going across a bike lane, and it really waits to the end to do that. So the cars behind me are like, why are you not getting over sooner? Oh, gold car is going to stay with me. 25 miles per hour. I'm going to reduce speed here because this is kind of a tight residential neighborhood. but I have to say, the importance of smoothness is that there's less unexpected events, and when there's fewer unexpected events, then you can relax, and if you can relax more, there's less anxiety to using a system. So supervising FSD in previous versions, like, it was good, but it was often awkward, and you know, sometimes it would do weird stuff. I didn't let it do roundabouts because it would just kind of shoot into them sometimes. Slight pause because of this vehicle, so this feels painfully slow, but I'm actually forcing it to go more than 25. There's a Rivian van. I think he doesn't realize how, oh, that car is kind of, yeah, he had a narrow gap there. So we're going to go into a double one-way here, and FSD has done two things. First is what it's doing right now, where it thinks this is a yellow line, and it's kind of going back and forth right now. And other times now it knows it's a white broken line, so it has successfully turned left there, so that's good. And what are we doing? Oh, we're going straight here. So here, left lane must turn left, so it actually put us in the right lane. I don't know if it knows that or if it just got that right. This will be interesting here when the road narrows. So we've got cross traffic here, not the best visibility. And I hope it goes. Come on, come on. Yeah, way too slow. Previous FSD and current FSD, they should know when an intersection is completely clear, like, much quicker. It's pretty obvious when something is like, when the intersection is pretty, like, there's no other cars. It shouldn't be like creeping slowly into the center when there's zero cars. Okay, we're too far in the center, we got to get over, and FSD is giving space to that vehicle, although, I mean, that was enough, but kind of barely. Here's a roundabout. It shouldn't stop, but it looks like it's going to. Oh, no. Yeah, it's stopping, so I'm going to intervene here. Not the best visibility, but there used to be a stop sign there, so that might be why it did that. And now we're coming up to a light again. And we are, so I have it set to 30. I don't know what the speed limit is here, but it's deciding to go 25, 26. I don't remember if I have, I do not have automatic speed offset set. So under this setting, Autopilot will choose its own speed limit based on signs and stuff. So it's still deciding to go slower, even though I don't have that setting on. So this gets a little tight, some parked cars. I actually like that it goes slower when there's like a line of parked cars, because those are high risk situations. The faster you go, the less time you have to avoid some kid that runs out from in front of a car and you can't see him until too late. So this is kind of a, it's two-way, but it's too narrow. So if there was an oncoming car, we would have to pull over or somehow engage in negotiations. No stop sign here, so we picked up on that. We're going 24, which is pretty reasonable. And it's also centering itself away from other vehicles. Somebody just got in this vehicle. Okay, why are we stopping here? I'm not sure why it slowed down there. Maybe it thought that vehicle might pull out. Alright, gotta watch out for those things. FSD is not good at figuring out obstacles, so I don't want that to pop a tire. Okay, we got a bogey coming in on the right. One just starting on the left, so we should be able to go now. But it's gonna wait until this car passes. Alright, that's fine, I guess. once it decided that was good. Now we've got some pedestrians here. Really taking its gentle time to get there. Should turn right. I'm not sure why it turned the blinker off, but alright, up on the left is the destination, which is closed. Curious though if it will pull into a driveway. The entrance is over there, that's the exit. Blinkers on. Navigate on autopilot ending. Nope, it's not going to turn into it, even though it knew the destination. So maybe you have to have new not Summit, the new Auto Park or something for it to navigate that stuff. Hopefully that comes to my vehicle soon. So there you go. Pretty smooth. Really the only intervention, and this is a lot of other people's experience too, is that it's basically a speed intervention or a hesitancy intervention, basically the accelerator pedal, and then occasionally it clips curbs and scrapes your wheel. So anyway, so that's the first impression. I have, well, sort of. Oops, almost forgot I didn't have it on. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. I have to say, just overall, this is kind of I think it's a significant leap. It's sort of taken FSD from like, wow, sometimes it does that really well, but most of the time it's kind of awkward and not super useful. It's just kind of interesting and fun, and it's switched to that from like now the wow is like, oh, it didn't do that very well, but most of the time it does stuff well. So it's kind of a paradigm shift, I would say, to where now it's mostly doing things right, and then the exceptions are things that it does wrong. So stay tuned. Hopefully my older vehicle will get the updates. It took a long time to get FSD itself, v12 itself, and we will see where this goes.